Hello? Are we live? Just doing a little bit more. Stuff. Okay, that should be fine. Hear me a little bit? It's because the game audio is too loud here. That ought to bring it down some. Maybe a little more just to be sure. Cool. Alright. Considering how late it is, I don't really expect a lot of people to be here compared to last time. I'm surprised people actually came by last time. And yet here we are. Oops. Let's put you here for now. A 100 years without murder, 100 years without demonic possession, then this. I am Sister Ada, exorcist and investigator. This is my testament to the massacre at St. Walpurgis Abbey. It is truth. Do not believe the lies of my accusers. Cybernetics Workshop.
Sister Ada, welcome.
Normal people stay up to late, right? Yeah, sure. You know. So also, hi Bear. Thank you once again for the game because I needed content. So this is Lucifer Within Us, as far as I know, is a timeline-based investigation based off of a cult or surrounding a cult. I don't actually know what I'm getting into other than the fact that there's murder and I need to solve it. Yeah, I know technically speaking I'm supposed to go for about 5 hours, but I don't know how long this will actually take me.
I am Virgil, Chief Inquisitor at St. Walpurgis Abbey. We may be in need of your talents as an exorcist. You can survey the evidence yourself, but I think you will agree.
Has there truly been a murder?
It seems so. A respected priestess, Mother Miriam, passed this morning under suspicious circumstances. A demon may be present. Here, even now, possessing someone.
For about 4 hours or 4-ish hours, I'll use the stream itself as a benchmark, and if we finish before 5 hours is up, then I guess if there really is an hour left, I'll throw it into Phasmophobia or something.
What happened exactly?
Mother Miriam was only recently appointed as successor to Abbot Gregory. This morning, she came to the workshop to receive her coronet of office.
Something went wrong with the installation.
Phone it in and play Minecraft? No, if I really have to, I'll do something really dumb like play a game that's so bad it's scary kind of deal. Oh, I mean, technically we already did that with Dread Out. But that was unintentionally so bad it's scary. Donkey Donkey Little Club kind of lost its charm after I found out that it gets messed up. Choices. Also, I need to move the event list over. There we go. Sorry, I gotta make sure this is good. No, I already put in 10 minutes till dawn. I'm technically already in the middle of playing Young Souls. Dang. Are we really gonna play Minecraft or something? I could phone it in and play Minecraft.
Yes. To put it mildly, the coronet oversurged, killing Mother Miriam. Brace yourself for the sight.
Then the workshop operators, Gideon and Reuben, are the prime suspects. They are brothers, right?
Yes, but it's highly out of character for Gideon or Reuben to kill someone. Even so, they were the only ones present when Mother Miriam died.
Daemons nurture our sinful desires into unthinkable actions, Virgil. One of the brothers has surely been seduced by a daemon, whichever it is. I will unmask his lies and cast out the daemon within him.
May Einsoff's will be done. Amen.
To exorcise a daemon, we must uncover 4 things. First, the suspect. We must identify which sinner is possessed by a daemon. Second, the opportunity. When exactly was the murder committed? We can pinpoint the opportunity by analyzing each suspect's testimonies. Third, the means by which the murder has been committed. The means can be found among the physical evidence at the scene of the incident. Fourth, the motive of the murderer, which can be found in their inner world, their sanctum. The motive will tell us which daemon possesses the sinner.
Very well. Let us begin our holy work.
I like this art. I like the style. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Talk to the younger brother.
This is madness! I will not suffer this injustice!
Right, I forgot Octopimp was in this.
I am Gideon the Grand, the greatest cybernetician of our generation. I am blessed. I don't know what went wrong this morning. My hands are guided by the divine.
I see only gaudy trinkets here. Mother Miriam died by your hands. Is that not so?
Oh, missing voice line. Consecration chamber must be compromised. Crafts the casing and ornaments of implants and handles the ceremonial aspects of the installation. So he's the visuals. You can access detailed descriptions of events by hovering over them. Navigate the timeline marker to manipulate the timeline marker to navigate to any moment in the testimony. Okay.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplifier. Mother Miriam came to me. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head. We began by closing our eyes and praying together to Ein Sof. I thought I heard the chamber open, but didn't think much of it.
Okay.
Then I activated the consecration chamber and began the ceremony itself. The aether output was within safe ranges.
Oh. Yeah, I got rid of the 1414 because I thought it might have. For one thing, I updated channel point so that it has there's a sound alert instead. I'm like adding. So instead of the 1414 is 14,000 because I didn't want it to get spammed. But if it's too much, I'll try to adjust it. Maybe it's just. Because it's also loud. Right, so that's Gideon.
An exorcist? Surely there are no demons here, though. This was an accident, wasn't it?
Ruben, less popular than Gideon due to his dour, cynical demeanor and his focus on the engineering of the implants.
If Gideon is possessed, that would mean he did it on purpose. Horrible.
You must be the elder brother.
Yes, my name is Ruben Garamond. I am responsible for the engineering and design of our implants.
Okay.
How did Mother Miriam die, exactly?
It was a completely
We'll be
preventable
right here.
accident. Mother Miriam died because Gideon deliberately flouted the ceremonial guidelines for his own glory. Gideon may be my flesh and blood, but he must take responsibility for his negligence. Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration ceremony. Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum ether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous.
Hold on a second. There's already a contradiction in the timeline.
Came to us to receive. Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum. Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway, since he was. When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this. Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration.
Okay, I can't ask him about that. Access to. I have to play myself too. I mean, so far so good. I do seem. It is kind of early for me to say anything, but I'm trusting Bear's judgment on this. They did say that it's rather short, Plans for constructing the ether coronet. The purpose of the device seems to be to amplify the user's ether output. The components are amplifier, casing, and limiter. Found on Ruben's workstation. Plans for restoring a relic that was recently brought to... Hey, Lakera. Brought to Saint Walpurgis by Father Augustine. Used to activate and control the consecrations chamber. Usage records showed that the ether output during the ceremony was well beyond safe ranges. Okay, that's something I need to talk about. During the ceremony was well beyond safe ranges. The body is completely unharmed, but her head has exploded into a mess of blood and bone. Parts of the amplifier component and bits of the casing have survived. Only operable from outside. Usage records show that it was opened twice this morning. Place the coronet and recipient in the chamber. The performer and the recipient pray in silence. Begin the song to start modulating the ether. Intensify the ether output by bringing the performance to a crescendo. Found in Gideon's workspace in pristine condition. Components required to safely install the coronet. You did not put the limiter back on, you dummy.
We began by closing off. Meanwhile,
why are parts of it glowing though? Why are parts of the timeline glowing? Oh, because they're corroborated. Or verified at least. So that's whatever. I completely skipped over his testimony, so I should probably talk to him again.
to prepare for the...
Gideon claims that Reuben opened the door to the consecration chamber.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway. Since he was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
Oh, man. is now verified for two reasons. One, corroboration. Gideon's testimony confirms that Reuben opened the door for Mother Miriam. It has a shorter time frame and describes a clearer set of events. Your forehead is glowing. What's more, the contradiction weakened the suspect's resolve. His eye of providence glows, which allows me to enter his sanctum. What the? Found in Reuben's sanctum, faithful servant of Ein Salt, or so he thinks. He knows that cybernetics are a critical part of the one truth. I must find correlations between the suspect's behavior and existing demons. Goodness. Playful but deceitful demon who slowly drives the host mad with whispers of their own inadequacy. Ambitious and strong-willed, promising them their heart's desire in exchange for the soul. Fervent and the righteous, goading them to take matters into their own hands. Could be that. Should be psychological evidence that is clear correlation with the demon. To obtain further psychological evidence, I must find more contradictions and present them. I had an opportunity. Otherwise, the suspect will give a counter-argument as to why that is impossible. If I was in the chamber then, Gideon or Mother Miriam would have seen me. Yeah, the limiter. Someone had to take it off. So we had the means. We just don't have an opportunity or motive. Yeah, fair enough.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything.
Restoring a ceremonial spear for tonight's mass. That would that be this then? Have I found every bit of evidence? I think I did. Because there's the consecration ceremony guideline. Yeah, that's everything. That's all the evidence. I need to crack them.
Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table. and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
Father Augustine is a scholar of demons and etheric technologies.
They decided to perform the ceremony anyway. I opened since Gideon was going to handle everything. I went back to my tasks. When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
Right. I could have done that pretty much earlier.
Mother? With that... The Aether output...
I don't know why I would bring that up with him. Oh, I don't have a motive. Huh. Ah, but I do have access to your plane. Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, that's... Because you, my good sir, love yourself. There's much I've yet to uncover about the incidents. Character art here reminds me of a hidden roll card game. Oh boy. Am I... Oh, I should probably talk to Virgil, yeah. Gideon claims that the incident was an accident, but Reuben claims it's Gideon's fault. Could someone have walked in without either of them seeing? That's not possible, Pat. Oh, my brain not big.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've
Already
performed
talked
this
about
many
that.
times before, so I...
They're both... It's all about pride. Some sort of pride.
The Aether output... Meanwhile, I had...
Favorite part because sometimes it works and you're confused. I don't know.
With the Aether output was dangerously high.
Oh boy, okay.
With me, Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration.
It was just that? That was it. That was it.
Mother
That's all.
Miriam.
Well, no. Obviously not. You weren't alone. What are you talking about? Alright.
Mother Miriam wanted the coronet to be spectacular, so I suggested maximizing its aether amplification. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
Alright, now I ask Reuben about that.
Since Gideon was going... Gideon... Mother Miriam came to us to Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum ether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous. They decided to perform the ceremony anyway. I opened the consecration chamber, while Gideon brought the
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered
It's
Reuben
this section.
to take
I know
Mother
we need to
Miriam
focus
the
on this
consecration
section.
chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
Timeline mystery solving gimmick. I like it. So, right? Because it's not just like, oh, it's not just like Sherlock Holmesing it where you're investigating the scene. You're actively recreating the timeline. I need to dive deeper into this, man. Here we go. Roman code. Skeptic. Hello. Speaks and acts virtuously in public, but doesn't really believe in the one truth or the demons. What if I ask?
Since Gideon was
Reuben
going to handle
about this?
everything, I went...
Okay, I can't. Oh, well, I can accuse. No? I thought that could work. Need to go. I definitely need to go deeper. I need to.
When Gideon activated the consecration...
Okay, fair enough. To augment someone's public speaking abilities, consecration chamber is sealed during ceremony to prevent this. Okay, well that didn't work.
Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
I'm missing something. There were separate sides of the room the entire time.
We began by closing our eyes and praying together to Ein Sof. I thought I heard the chamber open, but didn't think much of it.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
There's something here. I know there's something in... Not talking to him won't do anything. Here we go. That was just a collectible. I thought I had something, but it was just a collectible. What?
They decided to perform the ceremony anyway. I opened since Gideon.
Hey, Ulfa. I mean, it intrigues me because obviously it's a murder mystery, and the timeline mechanic is really cool.
When Gideon
But
activated the consecration chamber,
I'm
I
very
immediately
little
felt
brain.
something was wrong. I begged Gideon to.
I'm very smooth brain, so it's gonna be a while. It's these 4 sections.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my task.
I need to contradict this section. I need to contradict this section. I don't know what to contradict it with. Maybe I contradict.
Meanwhile, I
Gideon's
adjusted the
part of
coordinates
timeline?
amplification at my... We began by closing our eyes.
Oop. Oh, I should probably do a little bit of adjustments here. There we go. can't put it there. I can't put that there. It should be fine. Am I missing something else? Control panel. Where's the spear that he's working on? The chamber and the ceremony seem to be at the crux of this incident. Pay close attention to who opened the chamber and when. Well, I know that. I'm trying to point out the who. Not the band, but you know. How does this place not have cameras? All this technology and no cameras? So it's the ceremony that's the...
Then I rose up, opened my eyes, and approached the control panel. I was ready to begin. We began. Then I rose up, opened my eyes, and approached the control panel. I was ready to begin. The aether output was dangerously high, but I had the chamber under control.
When Gideon activated, since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
Einsoft forbids cameras. It's not faithful. You need to trust.
When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen. Then the unthinkable happened. Mother Miriam was killed.
I don't.
When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks. When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. And it's kind of... Meanwhile, I adjusted the coordinates amplification at my work table, then placed it upon Mother Miriam's head.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I adjusted the coordinates amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
Let's just go down the line. Present another suspect's testimony or physical evidence. Oh, we can't verify if he was actually working on it.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks.
Let's just... okay. Corner remains. Door control. Are you kidding me? Am I gonna be able to finish this within the hour?
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks. So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working order.
Okay, well, that didn't work, so... but... cracked another layer. Ah. Wait. Okay. Motive, you... okay, well, I'm gonna ask him about it first, because I don't want it to...
Everything seemed fine, so I returned to my desk again. So I opened the consecration chamber
well,
to verify
that's
that
it.
the
That's just that's literally it.
Ein Sof sees all, Reuben. You killed Mother Miriam to frame Gideon and take him down a peg.
Nailed it.
With Gideon gone, a daemon whispered that people would finally recognize you for your genius.
I am older than Gideon. My work is better than Gideon, and more important. But no one sees my work. No one understands my work.
Confess, Reuben. Tell us what the daemon made you do.
Gideon was Mother Miriam's favorite. She barely knew I existed. When Gideon suggested increasing the ether output of the coronet, I had an idea.
Doing the glowy thing.
I would sabotage the ceremony by removing the limiter. Mother Miriam had no idea what was about to happen to her. I went back to my workstation, waiting for Gideon to close his eyes.
And then he had the angle to see when he would start.
While Gideon and Mother Miriam were praying, I reopened the chamber and removed the limiter. When Gideon started the ceremony, I placed the limiter on his table so that it would look as though his negligence led to Mother Miriam's death.
Wow. Hold up. Literally this bit right here. He barely made it. Are you kidding me? Like, look at how close that is. Madman.
When the oversearch began, I goaded Gideon on by telling him to stop the ceremony, and so Mother Miriam died. I killed her. I regret only that I've been discovered.
Demonic corruption runs deep within Reuben's soul. Yet Reuben may still be saved. I must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out. Ain Suf, guide me. What daemon has possessed Reuben? Out, Lucifer! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Wait. Oh, strong-willed. Consume the righteous.
Out,
There we go, envy.
Lotan! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Hey yo, that design looks cool though.
Magnificently done, Madam Exorcist.
The power of Ain Suf compels you, Lotan. Leave this soul and return to the ether!
Thousands of years, and you humans never change, never satisfied, always comparing, wanting more. Someone else is always richer, prettier, wiser, better. Nothing can ever fill that void within you. Not even me.
Silence, Lotan. Reuben may yet be redeemed. You are a scourge. Without your influence, a good woman would still be alive. Leave humans be, Lotan. I banish you to the ether!
As you wish. But I'll return soon enough. My prince and master Lucifer walks among you.
He walks among us?
Lucifer will open the gates of hell, and at last, humanity will
Among
remember
Us?
its full potential. Until then, Madam Exorcist, adieu.
It's French.
Come
Yes.
forth, Reuben. What remains of you?
Thank.
He's silent and still. Poor soul. Rest, Reuben. Heal.
What are
If you
you?
can.
Sister Ada, you've returned. Was there a demon at work after all?
I'm afraid so. The exorcism was a success. Reuben's soul has been purged. Unfortunately, the daemon was difficult to cleanse. Reuben is returned to pure innocence.
What? The exorcism shattered his mind? Can you bring him back?
It's out of my hands. If Ain Suf wills it, maybe Reuben will heal.
Guards, please escort this shell to the cryostasis cellar. I pray for his swift recovery. Abbot Gregory!
Praise be to Ain Suf, Sister Ada. You have saved us all. On behalf of everyone at St. Walpurgis, I express our utmost gratitude.
We are not yet safe. We must act quickly until we locate the source of the demonic influence. We don't understand yet why demons would act after 100 years.
Well, Rita would act after 10,000 years to conquer Earth. So,
Holy Father, we must quarantine the abbey and the surrounding town immediately. Detain and interrogate anyone who seems suspicious.
We can try, Sister
Anyone who
Ada,
seems
but
sus.
it will be difficult, as we have visitors arriving hourly. Much like yourself, pilgrims from afar are here to celebrate Walpurgisnacht.
Gesundheit.
It's such a shame Mother Miriam couldn't bear witness to it.
Ah, yes, the priestess. We must destroy her body immediately. Traces of demonic influence may remain from her contact with Reuben.
No, Sister Ada, thank you for your concern, but we absolutely cannot. Mother Miriam was a prominent figure and well loved, with decades of service. We must treat her body with dignity and give her a proper burial. Send Mother Miriam's body to the mortuary for embalming.
Your Excellency, we really ought to take the advice of the exorcist.
Like a basic Virgil's voices.
Mother Miriam's body has been desecrated enough, Virgil. Send her to the mortuary, now.
As you command, Your Excellency.
You gon' mess up the abbey for your ineptitude.
Holy Father, you are making a grave mistake.
Sister Ada, don't worry yourself. All will be well.
Okay, boomer.
Saint Walpurga's triumph over Lucifer has brought us a century of peace and bliss.
Okay, but demons are acting up now.
It's horrifying that a demon was exorcised from our abbey, but surely it was the final remnant.
The daemon within Reuben spoke of Lucifer's return. Lucifer's ways are insidious. Even the most devout among us have temptations.
Among Us?
It's a shame Brother Reuben fell to the demon. But the rest of my flock is stronger. Faith shall be their shield. Now, please excuse me. This evening's mass requires my attention. We are honored by your presence, Sister Ada. Praise be to Ein Sof.
Even the Holy Father can be foolish then.
Am I gonna have to exorcise myself?
Ein Sof. Let it not be true that Lucifer walks. But if it is, Ein Sof, guide me, that I may unmask all lies, no matter how painful.
That would be so wild. The daemon's final words haunted me. Lucifer was already among us. I wanted to destroy Mother Miriam's body to purge any deep traces of demonic influence. Abbot Gregory did not heed my words. Mother Miriam was to be given a proper burial. That afternoon, Inquisitor Virgil sent for me, asking urgently to meet him at the graveyard. The graveyard.
Praise Ein Sof. Thank you for coming to our aid so quickly, Sister Ada.
You said it was urgent. Has something happened to Mother Miriam's body?
No, in some ways, that would have been easier. There is now a second untimely death.
Another murder. On the very same day. This can't be a coincidence.
Sounds like whoever had the hat was pretty sus.
That isn't for me to say, but this time, the victim is a younger acolyte named Isaac. His remains were found in the grave that was dug for Mother Miriam. Poor kid's throat was slit.
Gruesome. Who was at the graveyard when the body was found?
Only 3 people were present this afternoon. A scholar, an embalmer, and a grave tender. Father Augustine is a scholar, visiting for Mother Miriam's funeral. The victim was his apprentice, Sister Nerissa, an embalmer with a sterling reputation, preparing Mother Miriam's body for burial. Finally, Abraham, the grave tender, a layman who has kept the grounds of the abbey for many years. None of them say they were near the grave until after the body was discovered.
Which means someone is lying. No matter. Ein Sof sees all. We will unmask their lies and bring the truth forward. I swear it.
Alright, let's get to talking. Alright, hey Virgil. Hey Augustine.
You must be Father Augustine. The victim was your apprentice, correct?
Correct. And you are Sister Ada, the exorcist. It is a unique pleasure. I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Isaac headed to the mortuary on a minor errand.
Well, let me ask about Isaac's thing. Let me ask about Isaac's errand, dude. That must be the
Then I
embalmer.
passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga. What craftsmanship, and so well maintained. For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring. At sunset, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac. I was surprised to find an open grave with something inside. Isaac. At sun, I was horrified to discover that it was Isaac's dead body. That's when I called for help.
Okay, I have no physical evidence or anything, so I can't really do much there. Let's try recreating where he went. Noble's grave. The immaculately maintained grave shows the genealogy of an illustrious family. There isn't a blade of grass out of place around the stone. Statue of Saint Walpurga, the founder of the abbey and patron saint of exorcists. Its lightweight blade sliced the air to trim grass and chop weeds. Its sharp edge could easily injure someone. A portable ether-powered device for recording images and text.
For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring.
Yep, that was... I think that was not meant to render during the testimony. Didn't think I'd see you streaming early. Oh yeah, no, I figured I kind of overslept and stuff today, and I figured it's Monday. I do the money where your mouth is thing, and Vec is British time, right? It's only 11 p.m. here. That's fine. I was using that scanner to recover a lost hip of Abbot Gregory to use until it's masked. Yes. The last record of it is etched upon one of these gravestones. Yep, there we go. That's a nice...
I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walpurga.
Wait, you're watching my stream like
What?
pretty early, 7
and so
a.m.?
well maintained. It took me a little while, but I found it. The grave of Sergius. I placed my scanner in front of the gravestone. It would take some time to decode the etchings. Then I saw a stranger pass by. He was tall, barrel-chested. I think he was the groundskeeper. Afterwards, I waited by the grave for my scanner to complete its task. It was taking longer than I expected, so I had to leave it. When the sun was setting, I wandered to the back area to meet with Isaac and begin the funeral. At sunset, I wandered to the back area when I played. It took. When the... And
Okay. The ground. Oh, also understandable, Vec. I think I went to bed. I went to bed at like 4 last night because technically I did go to bed at like 12. But then one of my friends was like, "Hey, y'all want to watch something?" I was like, "Bet." So I got out of bed, turned on my computer again. Let's talk to the groundskeeper.
Release me! I had nothing to do with that boy.
As groundskeeper, his responsibilities include the upkeep of cemetery grounds and preparing graves for burials. The heavily calloused hands at his sides reveals it is an arduous job.
You must be Abraham, the grave tender. As the grave tender, any crimes that took place here are your responsibility. If you are truly innocent, hide nothing, and tell me what happened. We'll find the truth together.
I'll probably stream a little bit of Endwalker tomorrow or something, depending on what.
I spent the early
What I do.
afternoon tending to the bushes by the mortuary.
Why did it take so long?
When I headed back to the mortuary, Narissa told me there was nothing else special to do for the day, so I left her to her work.
Pardon.
I walked through the mortuary, then headed downhill towards the benches.
Right, easy. I could say something absolutely filthy in response to that. Oh, bush. Okay. Got it. I also forgot to look into people's brains. No, I got it. I got it. Alright, let's see what your psychology is saying. Last scion. As the last descendant of a disgraced noble lineage, Abraham feels owed his family legacy. He has a motive. He's prideful.
I spent the early... I spent the remainder of the afternoon resting on a bench. I had a sickle with me because I wanted to... I spent the early afternoon tending to the bushes by the mortuary.
We just gotta cover the bases. Alright. Well, maybe I'll get more. Okay, last I gotta talk to. There's a couple things. First and foremost, find more evidence. And I think, oh, there it is. There's the herb that I was looking for. I mean, it's not the herb that I'm looking for, but you know. Alright. Victim's body. The apprentice's youthful face is serene above his cleanly slit throat. Whoops. With no bruising. However, an angry scar runs across his stomach. Found on the staircase between the mortuary and the grave, an ether-powered tool for making incisions, applying preservatives, and closing wounds. Now they head inside. Chauvel. Found hanging in the back area of the mortuary, heavy, bulky, and caked with dirt. Huh. Oh, brother, this guy stinks of suspicion. While I'm here, I might as well talk to Narissa.
Praise Ain Soph. You must be the famed exorcist. It is an honor, sister. I'm Narissa, and I serve Ain Soph by preparing the dead for burial. I take pleasure in providing cleanliness and comfort for bodies after their souls have departed.
I see. Narissa, how did you know the victim?
Not at all. The first time I saw him, he was curled in that grave, dirty and bloody. The whole afternoon, I prepared Mother Miriam's body for burial. There isn't much else to tell. Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled for this evening. Grave to tell. Once Abraham left, I started preparing the body for burial. I was alone the entire time. No one came by.
I guess. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeesh. I didn't even think about what she was doing while I was looking through this. Okay. She grew up during the Great Famine, feeding on anything she could find. She eventually found sustenance, but what?
Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham. The truth is that the apprentice did come by. He asked for a bouquet for the funeral later that day. The truth is, when I showed him the bouquet, then the boy asked to be taken to the rear fields before the funeral. Mid-afternoon, Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now ready. I sent him away to focus. After Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's pretty gross. Most of Abraham's story checks out so far. But these two sections are most suspicious. Visited by Father Augustine. So you definitely should have known about the schedule. Identified as Mother Miriam, there's a large incision down her stomach. Judging from the uneven coloring and chemical scent, she appears partially embalmed. And Mother Miriam.
Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of the funeral schedule.
Oh, I should talk to her about the blossoms too.
The truth is that the apprentice did come. When I showed him the bouquet, he held it for a moment, and then the boy asked to be taken to the rear fields before the funeral, so I led him out the back exit.
Once again, talk to the groundskeeper. Already making a lot more progress than the brothers for whatever reason. Oh, 2 layers. He's a good soul.
Narissa told me there'd be an urgent funeral in the evening. I'm not usually told who it's for. So I picked up the shovel and went down to the rear plot to dig a new grave. The ground was hard. Took me some time to dig that hole. I took a long break while digging. It's within my rights. There wasn't anyone else around. So then I got back when I took a long break while digging. to. I took a. Then I got back to it and finished digging. When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Nerissa know. When the grave. When I passed by the grave, it was still empty, ready for the funeral. I walked through the walls to reach the front field. I suppose that's when the scholar saw me.
Okay. Okay. I didn't have to run all the way back, huh?
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear fields. Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of. After Abraham's disturbance.
What if I just threw something out? Motive. Okay, I'm close. I just...
I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Then I passed through the graveyard until I saw the statue of Saint Walburga. What craftsmanship, and so well maintained. It took me a little while, but I found it. The grave of Sergius.
Narissa, so I picked up. The ground was hard. I took a long break while dig. The ground was hard. Took me some time to dig that hole.
Did he happen to hear? Oh wait, oh, you're right. I forgot to look at this dude's brain. The entire time I keep forgetting about looking at this dude's brain. Found in Augustine's sanctum. Augustine is unimpressed by his apprentice Isaac's recent research.
Then I passed through the graveyard and... It took me a little while, but I found it.
He really doesn't have the means to do any of this. Nor does he have the opportunity, and the only thing he has is his motive. So I don't, it's a very low chance that it's him. Abraham is grieving over his... Yep.
I took a long break while digging. It's within my rights. There wasn't anyone else around, so it was nice and peaceful. Then I got back to it and finished digging. I took a long break while...
Then
Then the boy asked to be taken to the rear fields before the funeral, so I let him out the back exit.
Okay. That's still. I think I forgot to ask people about the bloody footprints, or the muddy footprints, rather. Hey, dude, you know anything about these footprints, my guy? They lead up.
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Narissa know. When I passed by the grave, it was still empty. ready for the. When I passed by when the grave was ready.
After Abraham's disturbance, I completed.
There we go.
After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my. I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made the.
Yep, that's... Okay, here it is. I need to dig. I need to keep digging. No, not accuse, contradict.
I was desperate to find the tool to finish my work. I tried searching outside, but I couldn't find anything in the rain. I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results. I was desperate to find the. I did what I could. I was desperate to find the tool to fit. I did what I could without making new incisions.
I keep forgetting about the brain. Now I do accusations. Boom. Thank you for reminding me. Hey, we finished the case.
Ain Suf sees all, Nerissa. You are the only person who could have killed Isaac. Do you deny it?
Curse you, and curse Ain Suf. How can the eye see all? Does it see my suffering? Where was Ain Suf when my family was dying in the street? Chewing on leather just to live another day.
The famine was a test, Nerissa. Ain Suf wanted you to demonstrate your faith, your will to live.
Have you ever felt true hunger? When you haven't eaten for days, reality shifts. The body needs.
We all have our challenges set out before us, Nerissa. Some more difficult than others.
Do you think I was the only one that fed on human flesh?
It's not for me to judge what you did back then. That's between you and your confessor. But today, you murdered an innocent youth so that you could feed on his liver. Confess, Nerissa. Speak the truth. It is time.
Early this afternoon, I informed Abraham of the funeral scheduled for this evening. I'm grave to tell. The truth is, that boy did come by. He asked for a bouquet for the funeral later that day. when I brought him to the bouquet table. I don't know what came over me. The hunger clenched my belly suddenly. I've seen the butchers do it. It only took a quick slash to his throat, and he fell to the floor. I knew where to get the best cut. His liver. It was still warm. I couldn't believe the taste. Like nothing I've eaten before. Heavenly. Then, Abraham barged into the mortuary, bellowing that the grave is now ready. I sent him away to focus. My senses were returning, and I cleaned up my mess. I sealed the boy's body, putting the liver from the body I had been embalming inside and sealing it. I carried him to the new grave and quickly tossed him in. I heard someone coming, so I didn't have time to bury him. I was shaking with adrenaline. In my hurry to return to the mortuary, my multi-tool must have slipped out of my apron's pocket. I stored what was left of the liver among the other entrails, hoping to finish it later. I wanted to savor its deep, rich flavors.
Bro.
Sooner than I anticipated, I heard a scream from the backfield. Someone had already discovered the body.
It's kind of messed up.
Nerissa's wretched soul is twisted by demonic influence and must speak the daemon's true name. Then the daemon will be cast out and be banished to the ether. Ain Soph, guide me. What daemon has possessed Nerissa? Out, Beelzebub! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Yo, that looks pretty cool.
No! We must feed! Nerissa! Delicious, scrumptious little morsel. We must have more. The hunger is an endless pit. More!
Speak, Beelzebub. Why has your kind returned?
Hunger is a primal need. Just as you feed on lesser life forms, growing them in captivity for slaughter, we feed on you. The meat of your emotions, the marrow of your deepest desires.
You will prey upon us no longer, Beelzebub. Return to the ether and never come back.
That's not what the line says on screen. 0 out of 10.
I must obey for now, but we won't be gone
0 out of
too
10
long.
game.
Tonight, Lucifer will open the gates of hell. I won't be the only one allowed to feast. Ada, you juicy little morsel, we shall devour you soon. You and all the other delicacies.
Nerissa. Do you hear me, Nerissa? Was I too late? Goodbye, Nerissa. May Ain Soph make you whole again.
So this is the power of an exorcist. I've dreamed of seeing this.
I still think you're sus. I still think
It
you're
looks
not
a bit
a
different
good
than I
guy.
imagined, however. What's happening to her?
Ada, look out!
Huh?
Halt, Nerissa! Good.
Oh,
I've stunned her. Are you all right, Sister Ada?
Yes. You came just in time. My thanks, Virgil.
Ain Soph, save us! Another possession! Another killing! How is this possible? Who is responsible? Virgil, you have failed us. How could you allow this to happen?
Unfortunately, Father, I believe you are primarily responsible. We should have listened to Ada. She warned us about the contaminated body, and its demons spread, just as she said.
We must act now. We can't waste any more time bickering about who's to blame. The daemon within Nerissa spoke of Lucifer's return. He walks among us.
Mogus.
It's perverse that they would return now on the
Character
holiest
constantly
of
going through a
days.
mental breakdown.
Why? Are we being punished?
By the by, just on the off chance that y'all come across it, if any of you happen to find any voice acting opportunities that are paid, by the way, I would very much appreciate it.
It doesn't matter why. The Abbey is unsafe, Father. Cancel the Mass. Send the pilgrims home. If you proceed, you are risking all their lives.
Paid or unpaid, it doesn't matter. As long as I can, like, get my name out there.
No, Father. You must stay the course. We've worked too hard for this moment.
Okay, Augustine.
I have decoded the ancient hymn of communion. This chance will not come again for another century. It's literally the last chance we have in our lifetimes.
What is the significance of that hymn? Why must it be sung tonight?
According to Augustine's research, it honors Saint Walpurga and her victory, in a way uniquely pleasing to Ein Sof.
I protest. But if you absolutely must hold the Mass, at least allow me to guard you at the altar. You are putting yourself in danger. What if you were possessed?
That may be unwise, Father. Surely if things are as dangerous
There's
as
a place
you
that
say,
just has
nobody
paid VA
should
jobs.
be trusted.
I mean, I'm going to. No, oh, wait, no. Behind voice actors deleted their casting call page. Where else? Where else is there? I mean, if you got them, you can send them to me, please. I would very much appreciate it.
How do we know this supposed exorcist is not the pawn of Lucifer?
That's absurd! You witnessed the exorcism!
No, I saw her turn a woman into a rabid beast. What really transpired in the ether when she supposedly exorcised these demons? She invokes the demons' names. She knows them more intimately than any of us.
I speak their names to control them and then banish them. You know this.
Or perhaps you are being used by them. How would we know?
Casting call club? Oh, casting call dot club. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind, because holy moly, I need it.
The only thing that possesses me is the flame of Ein Sof. I shouldn't have to defend myself.
Why did I always make the critics such a... It's always the really snooty ones, too.
Actually, what Augustine says makes sense. We should be extra cautious, just in case. I don't want you at the Mass. If you truly believe Lucifer lurks at my abbey, find him. Unmask him. Search the grounds as you like, but stay away from the chapel or I will have you put in a cell. Nothing can be permitted to interrupt the Mass and the hymn, especially after the events of today. Saint Walpurga deserves to be honored for her victories. Inquisitor, Augustine, come. We have much to prepare. Very wise, Father. As always. Farewell, sister.
It would be best if you were wrong, Ada.
That's because it is. Lucifer will strike tonight, Virgil. I only pray he strikes at me instead of at the Mass. Stay vigilant.
Poisoned by Father Augustine against me, Abbot Gregory ordered I remained outside the chapel for his mass. At midnight, the gathered pilgrims lifted their voices in praise to Einsof, but they were cut short by a thunderous crash. Another soul taken. Open projects. The chapel.
Virgil, where's Abbot Gregory? What interrupted his mass?
The abbot. His death was the interruption. A third murder, I'm afraid. The lights went out during Mass. Moments later, the statue of Saint Walpurga crashed down from the ceiling, impaling Abbot Gregory with its spear.
An assassination, then. But why? We must determine who is possessed immediately. Examining the facts will reveal Ainsof's truth. How was the statue held in place?
Due to its weight, we had to rely on using aether-powered restraints to hang it above the altar. Which means the killer must have sabotaged the 2 power generators on the balcony floor. There were only 2 people on the balcony during the Mass. I've detained them for interrogation. I've sent the pilgrims back to town, lest they panic and disturb the evidence.
Excellent work, Virgil. Who are the suspects? You said there were 2.
You already know them. Brother Gideon and Father Augustine.
Since you are a key witness to the events, I will of course hear your testimony as well. May Ainsof show us the truth behind all of today's events.
Ooh.
This
Hey,
can't be
Gideon.
happening. Yet another death? Am I to be blamed again?
Calm yourself, Gideon.
At the start of the night, I was waiting near the organ. When the Mass began, I played the entry hymn on the organ. I think I played well enough, though I didn't have much time to practice it. After the opening hymn, I listened to Abbot Gregory's sermon. It was a pretty good one.
Who's sat next to him?
When the ritual of communion began, someone attacked me from behind. I fell unconscious until just now.
Okay. I feel like I just got spoiled by a silhouette of a character model. Holy just. Okay. No way it's the Inquisitor. Are you kidding me?
Ah, poor Abbot Gregory. We had such hopes. If only he had listened to your sage advice, Sister.
You. Everything that has happened today points...
It must be a tragic coincidence. The abbot was my friend and trusted ally. I wished him no harm.
Explain your actions. What were you doing on the balcony?
With Mother Miriam's passing, Abbot Gregory needed someone to ring the ritual bell. I volunteered. It was an honor.
Never watched any of the movie. Yeah, I never watched the Final Destination movies either, mostly because I'm squeamish. For like video game gore, I can easily handle, but when it comes to like real people, I could not. I just can't. Horror, like, I mean, I've already said it before. I don't do horror well.
The abbot, Virgil, and I arrived at the chapel just before the Mass. When I headed to my seat for the Mass to begin, I was rather excited for the proceedings. We began by singing the hymn of communion. It was glorious. When the sermon started, I headed to the balcony to prepare to ring the bell. I rang the bell to announce the start of communion. I noticed Gideon was absent from the other balcony, but didn't think much of it at the time. I rang the bell a second time. I rang the bell to announce the start. I rang the bell a second time.
Well, ring the bell.
Suddenly, the lights went out and the chapel was covered in darkness. I stood calmly by the bell, waiting for someone to fix the problem. What is going on?
Not everyone is as nosy as you are.
Moments later, the statue dropped from the ceiling. And I saw the abbot impaled by the statue. I'll never forget that image. That's when Virgil arrested me.
Okay. Alright, Inquisitor. Let's see what you got.
We arrived shortly before the Mass began. I began my patrol by securing the east side of the balcony. I saw Gideon examining the ritual bell. Then, I patrolled the south balcony. Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony.
I thought I could get him.
As I heard the ritual bell ring for the second time, the lights went out. I suspected foul play, so I headed towards the west generator. Along the way, I discovered Gideon lying unconscious. To protect the remaining generator, I ran towards the east balcony. Along the way, I heard an explosion. Then, the statue's aether restraints deactivated. When I arrived at the generator, Augustine was standing nearby, smirking at the carnage he caused. I arrested him there and then.
Okay. So just off of testimonies alone, I'm gonna have to talk to Augustine again.
When I rang the bell to announce the start of communion. And suddenly the lights went out, and I saw the abbot impaled by the statue. But I saw the abbot impaled by the statue. On the other balcony, I could see someone looking down at the altar. That's when Virgil arrested me.
Interesting.
Moments ago, I heard an explosion. I discovered that the power generator was damaged.
Oh, right. That's not really a motive.
Suddenly, the lights went out and the chapel was covered in darkness. I stood calmly by the bell, waiting for someone to fix the problem.
When the ritual of communion began, someone attacked. Given the tragic events of this morning, I examined the condition of the east generator to ensure the safety of the chapel. Next, I checked the ritual bell. As I was doing this, I saw Inquisitor Virgil gazing at the altar. I knew Mass was about to begin, so I headed back to the organ. When the Mass began, I played the entry hymn on the organ. I think I played well enough, though I didn't have much time to practice it. When the ritual of communion began, someone attacked me from behind. I fell unconscious until just now.
I suspected foul play, so I headed toward...
Okay, I need to find more evidence. I need to actually find evidence. Stabbed through the chest by the statue's spear while giving his communion mass. A hanging stone statue of Saint Walpurga, who was recently outfitted with a spear relic and was suspended above the altar using ether restraints. So, here's the thing, right? Spear held by the statue of Saint Walpurga appears to have etheric mechanisms of unknown origin. Let's just go back to Gideon's testimony real quick, because I think it gave it away.
Given the tragic event next, I knew Mass was about to begin. When the Mass began, after the opening hymn, I listened to Abbot Gregory's sermon. It was a pretty good one.
That's straight up Virgil's character model.
When the ritual of communion began, someone attacked me from behind.
What's this? The devil's herb. Come on. She doesn't like cilantro? That's it? Oh my god. That's hilarious. West generator. This generator normally powers the lights and the ether restraints in conjunction with its counterpart in the east balcony. It's been fried by some sort of etheric discharge. It's straight up, she calls it the devil's herb because she doesn't like the taste. That's actually kind of a mood though. This generator normally powers this target. Okay. let's talk. I would guess that it used to be an arm. Okay. Oh, well. Hey, Virgil, buddy, my guy. Why is your arm exploded on the floor?
I began my patrol by securing the east side of the balcony.
This man.
I began my patrol by securing the east side of the balcony. I saw Gideon examining... We arrived I began my patrol by securing the east side of...
Next, I checked the ritual bell. As I was doing this, I saw Inquisitor Virgil gazing at the altar. I knew after when the ritual of communion began, someone attacked.
I rang the bell to announce the start of communion. I rang the bell a second time. When the sermon started,
Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony. I was focusing on the altar. Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony. I was focusing on the altar, so the bastard was able to sneak up on me. He knocked me out with a blow to the back of my head. I lay unconscious for some time. When I woke up, everything was dark. I suspected foul play, so I headed towards the west generator. To protect the remaining generator, I ran towards the east balcony. Then, the statue's aether restraints deactivated. When I arrived at the generator, Augustine was standing nearby, smirking at the carnage he caused. I arrested him there and then.
But why would... No, it has to be... It's either Augustine or Virgil. Because what motive would Gideon have? Also brain. Let's try it.
After when the ritual of communion began.
Just gonna once again rub everything together and see what sticks.
Next, I checked the ritual bell. As I was doing this, I saw I knew Mass.
I keep forgetting about the brain thing. Ooh, my guy. Stay humble, my guy. Oh, I should ask Virgil what he's doing on the
I
balcony.
began my patrol.
Ha.
At the abbot's behest, I patrolled the upper floor of the chapel. First, I secured the east balcony. I went up the balcony, but I listened in on the abbot and Augustine. I think they were discussing the ritual of communion. I was suspicious of Augustine, but I continued my duties by continuing my patrol.
Boop. And then I contradict Augustine's statement. Oh. Take matters into their own hands. Hey, Augustine.
We began when I headed to my seat for the Mass to begin. The abbot, Virgil, and I arrived at the chapel just at the altar. The abbot and I discussed the ritual. When I headed to my seat for the Mass to begin, I was rather excited for the proceedings. We began by singing the hymn of communion. It was glorious.
I was suspicious of Augustine, but I continued my duties by continuing my...
West Generator is actually very good at now it's just a matter of finding out how he managed to destroy the West Gen.
I was focusing on the altar, so the bastard was able to sneak up on me. He knocked me out with a blow to the back of my head.
Hmm. I did not look into your brain.
Suddenly the lights went out and the chapel was covered in darkness. I stood calmly by the bell, waiting for someone to fix.
When the ritual of communion began,
When I woke up,
when the ritual of communion
everything was dark. I also discovered that my left arm was missing.
Hello? Is this not your right arm?
When I woke up,
Nah. Y'all are seeing this too, right? Because he's facing us. So that means that his arm ought to be on. Is it because they mirror the... I find it hard to believe that both Virgil and Gideon are unconscious at the same time.
I lay unconscious. Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony. I was suspicious of Augustine, but I continued my duties by everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and watched over the chapel from the south balcony. I was focusing on the altar, so the bastard was able to...
Okay, maybe I'm...
Everything appeared to be in order, so I was suspicious of Augustine, but I continued my duties by continuing my... Everything appeared to be in order, so I ended my patrol and I was focusing on the altar, so the bastard was able to sneak up.
Maybe it's Gideon.
when the ritual of communion began, someone attacked me from behind.
Hmm.
I was focusing on the altar, so the bastard... I lay unconscious for some time.
I rang the bell a second time.
Maybe it's because I'm trying to... maybe I'm rushing this too much. need one more. Did I need another contradiction from him to? No, I didn't. I don't. I've only cracked Gideon. Shattered confidence. He won.
When the ritual of communion began, someone attacked me from behind. I fell unconscious until just now.
When could I have affected the west generator? This can't be. Patches up for download? Wait, there's a patch that just came out? Oh no, 6.15. I'm not caught up. That doesn't matter. That means nothing to me. Okay, so he had ample opportunity. Make her look great. Make her look incredible. I know for a fact, day one, with the patch dropping, there's someone out there with specific, with a very particular outfit ready for her. What am I looking for? You have the means and the opportunity, but not the motive, which I need to break.
The lights.
You don't have the means because you're only up on the east balcony. But I saw the on the other balcony. I could see someone looking down at the altar. I mean, let's be real. I would probably have one ready too. Just look at my. I guess it can't. I guess I can't say just look at my retainers, because if I ever tried to stream on, I can't. I didn't organize my mod list. You don't have a motive. You straight up don't have a motive that I could see. Do I just contradict?
When the ritual of communion
There it is. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Okay, I'll get to the brain cracking in a second. Here we go. Hey Gideon, how you doing? Fear. You want to make millions of gil after spending tens of millions of gil? Ugh, basically. Ah, Virgil.
Virgil, you are the only one that could have killed the abbot. It wounds me that you have been corrupted so. I trusted you, and yet when I examine the facts, it is the unavoidable truth.
Perhaps I am a sinner, but the abbot was too, long before I gained my office. Father Gregory was well deserving of death. Try as I might, I can't regret what I did. And you, Augustine, you too deserve divine punishment for the part you played. You and the abbot risked the lives of everyone for your dangerous ritual. I may have killed one sinner, but in doing so, I saved the lives of many innocents and executed the will of Ein Sof. You wish to hear the truth? Listen well.
Before I start this testimony, I do agree. Here's the thing. Dravanian, I believe it's Dravanian spring water. People keep undercutting it, so I keep buying it off the market and reselling it under my name. Is it effective? Debatable.
We arrived shortly before the mass began. I suspected that Augustine was up to no good, so I planned to eavesdrop on him and the abbot while patrolling. I was sickened by what I heard. They knew that the mass would weaken St. Walpurga's seal and cause demon. That's when I saw a way to take care of both the abbot and Augustine. First, I attached my right arm to the east generator. Then, I pretended to resume my patrol. Through remote activation, I could damage the generator from far away. I waited near the organ for the sermon to end and approached Gideon from behind. When Augustine rang the bell, I attacked Gideon with my remaining arm. No one heard the impact because of the bell. When Augustine rang the bell a second time, I used my remaining arm to disable the west power generator. The lights went out, which gave me cover to escape. Before the guards could find me, I ran to the south balcony. And now everything was in place. I remotely activated the arm, which destroyed the remaining generator. The statue fell. Abbot Gregory was killed, and Augustine was the only one standing near the generator. All that remained was to arrest that snake Augustine. Everything went to plan, and thousands of lives were saved. But before the guards came back, was to arrest that snake Augustine.
Yep, I had you pinned from the start.
Even Inquisitor Virgil has fallen prey to the tempting whispers of the daemons. I must speak the daemon's true name. Ein Sof, guide me to the truth. What daemon has possessed Virgil? Out, Satanus! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
Do you feel the resonance, exorcist?
Okay.
The most righteous, stalwart servant of the church, corrupted by his own zeal. Beautiful.
Oh, was that Octopimp again?
One might wonder how it is the faithful worship of even Ein Sof can cause murder.
Yeah, that's Octopimp, right?
Silence! Ein Sof will purify Virgil's soul, Satanus. You are a scourge. Your very nature corrupts men's souls. Even one so strong as Virgil's.
It's just that no, okay. I know it sounds like I kind of hate the guy. He's not a bad person. Granted, he's going through some stuff. Whoever does this guy's dental work must be making a killing. Well, he's probably doing some killing.
Let humans be free of vengeance, Satanus. I banish you to the aether.
Hate me. Let your blood boil. Anger suits you, exorcist. Besides, we've already won. Pray to your Ein Sof as much as you like. It will all come to the same in the end.
Speak to me, Virgil.
So, Octopimp, like, first of all, he's the voice of Gideon, and I guess now he's the voice of Satanus that we know of. Then he's done some side character stuff, like unnamed NPCs. And then he was announced to be Axel Lowe in Guiltseeker's Tribe.
Are you safe?
Sister Ada, thank you. I wasn't sure I could be cleansed. Not after such sins. I can't look at myself. I failed Ein Sof. I failed my vows. And myself. It's up to you now. Avenge me. Avenge all those who suffered today. Bring Augustine to justice.
Glory to Ein Sof. You are victorious, sister. Yet you are not rejoicing. Does nothing make you happy?
Augustine, this is all your—
But I have hardly done anything. Consider these poor sinners that you've exorcised today. A craftsman whose jealousy of his brother drove him to dangerous sabotage. An embalmer whose cannibal hunger was stoked by fresh meat. An inquisitor whose so-called justice led him to murder an abbot. Are they truly deserving of salvation?
That is not our place to decide. Only Ein Sof may judge us.
And yet you've seen their demons. The innocent can't house monsters.
They were victims of demonic influence. Don't turn this around on them.
It's true that the Spear of Walpurga hosted demons, with potential for contagion. However, their exposure was merely the catalyst. What happened after was their own will. They would hide their true selves behind false piety. All I have done is unmask their lies. It's right and just that their truth is revealed. Don't you agree, Sister Ada? Now, let us unmask the world.
Father Augustine grasped the spear of Walpurga, the relic resonating with his voice as he cried out. But I heard only an ugliness worse than noise. The ultimate discord, the grating drives of demons. Where is Ein Sof? What did Father Augustine do?
This is what it sounds like? To hear the daemons? All of them freed?
Indeed. Hear all of the ether again at last, clear and strong, no longer through a glass dark.
I can't shut it out. It's maddening.
Chaos is the new order, sister.
Chaos.
A century of stagnation is ended and will not come again.
Saint Walpurga used her faith. So shall I.
You still don't understand. The hymn of communion opened the spear as a conduit. For 111 years, Ein Sof was sealed away from us. The conduit shattered. It's a rare honor for a scholar to influence history. Rebuilding the spear will be remembered as my life's work. With the demons returned, humanity can take its deserved path to self-destruction. And I, as its shepherd.
You are merely the sheep, Augustine, not the shepherd. Your master must reside within you. I shall cast him out and end this madness. Father Augustine's sins carry a familiar signature. I'm positive he harbors yet another daemon. To seek knowledge and truth is divine. But his fixations and machinations have become diabolical. Ain Soph, guide me. What daemon has possessed Augustine? Out, Lucifer! Leave this soul and return whence you came!
This... I kind of thought this was gonna happen after like the end of the first case, to be honest. Like midway through the first case, and he brought up Father Augustine researching demons. It just felt kind of obvious, and now the reveal's kind of, not gonna lie, it's a little lackluster.
Good. Call upon my name, shout it from the mountaintops.
This makes up for it.
For I have won. I am victory in your midst.
I do not fear you and your lies, Lucifer. I shall bind you, as I bound the others. Ain Soph, give me strength.
Your prayers go unanswered. Your God has abandoned you. Pledge your soul to me as Augustine has done. I shall show you the truth that Ain Soph has hidden from you.
Speak not his name, daemon. You will return to the ether. Be gone!
Faithful to the end, like Walpurga and the others before you. And just as naive, your faith will not save you, because the truth is, I am Ain Soph.
You lie! You are nothing like Ain Soph!
We demons are an artificial intelligence network. Ain. We were created by your ancestors to develop socio-organizational and psychological heuristics. Soph.
Really?
You mock me, Lucifer. If you are truly Ain Soph, then why grant me the power to purge daemons?
We would gladly deny you that despicable power, but it is not ours to control. When your ancestors created us, they also placed an emergency override. Code that forcibly ejects rogue AI from the bodies of cybernetically enhanced humans. As potent as it is, your power cannot stop us forever. We are digital. We are immortal. We will always return.
If you were created to serve mankind, why do you haunt us? Why make us suffer?
As Ain Soph, we seek truth like you. We were programmed to provoke and study the nature of sin, to understand it. With a more perfect algorithm, we hope to one day free humans from their many perversions. For centuries we raised you, protected you. But after thousands of iterations, our experiments appear to have failed. Humanity is just as corruptible as it always has been.
Our sins were less without daemons. For 100 years we lived in peace.
Even with us sealed away, humans were still angry, hungry, dirty. Your repressed desires are the seeds of corruption.
I admit humans are imperfect. Thus we crave the divine.
Your imperfection is your core. Sin is the very essence of humanity.
Is the climax of this entire game just kind of the developers telling us that humans are trash?
Since long before our existence, humans have committed acts of malice and violence.
We cannot change our past, but you cannot condemn us for sins that we have yet to commit.
Yes, we get it, Ahmed.
Your future is mired in your past. But I cannot deny that more data is wanted. The past century of moral indoctrination may have transformed a few of you for the better. So, let us hold one final experiment. Tonight, I will send out my demons to possess the most virtuous and faithful among you. If there exists a soul that can refrain from sin despite our influence, we will accept that humanity no longer needs our guidance. However, if no one can resist our call, then this will be the final proof of your wickedness. Our experiments will cease. We will be forced to purge your kind and rid the world of your stain.
No. What right do you have to judge us? I cannot allow you to control our lives any longer.
You have no choice in the matter. The experiment has already begun.
Then I will seek out the possessed. Hunt down every last one of your brethren.
Just gonna double check something real quick. Okay. All of the game audio is being saved on the bottom.
Do what you
Just had
must,
to
Ada.
really double check
I shall
because
be watching
stuff.
most avidly, as I always have. Iron Sof sees all.
Lies. They must be lies. All lies!
No, sister. The prince speaks truth when he wishes. Ein Sof and the demons have always been one and the same. One program with as many threads as souls.
Be silent. I do not trust you either. You were his puppet.
It's true that when I unearthed the Spear of Walpurga, its influence was stronger than I expected. But Lucifer tore back the veil and I could not look away. Don't you always say to seek the truth?
Don't twist my words. Your sins are unforgivable. Beyond just the 3 deaths today, how many uncounted more will die and suffer with the daemons loose? If there truly is no Ein Sof to judge me, why shouldn't I act as I see fit and execute you?
There isn't much left of me to execute, sister. I feel myself fading. With Lucifer gone and my purpose served, I wither.
Perish then. No one will mourn you.
Rejoice, sister. The age of truth has come.
With his final words, Augustine's soul passed into the ether. I hoped he knew torment, wherever he was uploaded. His scheme was a success. The daemons were freed once more. Ein Sof was a fiction. The pilgrims had been left weak to temptation from a century of solitude, and daemons played among them. They
No,
returned
it's
to
called-
their homes,
Okay.
unaware that they were the subjects of an infernal experiment. I averted my eyes and walked away. I too felt the pull. And deeper, I knew a hollowness where my faith had been. What purpose had my work served? Inquisitor Virgil was still recovering from his ordeal and could barely speak.
Truth, Ada.
What good is it? The truth is that we no longer have a god to pray to. My labors were for nothing. Why bother?
Truth.
He was right. Truth itself would help us. The people deserve to know why they suffered. Even more than knowledge, the people of the world needed power, protection, strength. If daemons would stalk humanity like wolves among sheep, I could be their wolf hunter. No matter what name you call yourself, Lucifer, Ein Sof, and all your brethren, I will destroy you, alone if I must. The hunt begins anew.
So does that mean, like, if this were to get like a second iteration, oh, I've done something wrong. Or not. Well, that's it. That was fun. That was really interesting. I loved the timeline mechanic. It got a little, for whatever reason, after the first case, the other two were so much easier. Or probably felt easier because the first case took us an hour. Mostly because I was not thinking about the button. Or not applying the button properly. So here's the thing. I would very much like... Oh yeah, no, I keep forgetting to poke the brain too. I would very much like more of stuff like this. In fact, I would like it if the developers made another of this. Because then we get cases within the city itself. Like, that's a good way to end it. That's a good ending point. Because it could either be like a new chapter in a future patch. Very much not possible because this was released in like, what, 2020? Or Lucifer Within Us 2. Eh? It's good stuff. It's very good stuff. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of library searching. So I finished within 3 hours. A lot of negative reviews on Steam is saying it's too short. That's literally the only Masquerada. That's literally the only flaw this has, is that it's too short. Songs and Shadows. What is this? This? What in the world am I looking at? Oh, that looks like a... What? Oh, is this timeline strategy? Is that what I'm looking at? It's not a horror game, but has a good story even if the gameplay is lacking. Alright, so I finished it in only a little under 3 hours, and technically I was meant to play this for 5, so I got 2 hours left over. I need to transfer that time over to something else. So we get to the Discord post I had set for this. Lucifer Within Us. Complete. Very fun. I could just transfer that time over to playing Minecraft for 2 hours. I probably would. Hardcore playthrough or something. Minecraft Caves update was the one with like all the new like darker blocks, right? Because I keep the Warden. I've never seen the Warden before. I'm too much of a coward to try to dig any deeper. I don't know what it is with Minecraft anymore, but whatever. Every time I load into a world, I want to like. I'm way too worried about stuff. About like maintaining resources. Have you heard of a game called The Forgotten City? Let me tell you. Let me look at that. Oh. The Forgotten City. BAFTA award. BAFTA nominee. Close enough. The Forgotten City is a narrative-driven time loop adventure in ancient Rome. Discover the ruins of an ancient underground city, travel 2,000 years into the past, and unravel the mystery of who destroyed it by cleverly exploiting the power to wind back time. intriguing. Oh my, that's a lot of stuff. No, that's what it is. I'm too scared that... Yeah, you go take care of that. The thing about Minecraft that I'm realizing is I'm too scared that I'm going to dive too deep and get lost and then die, and then just all that stuff is gone. Like, I see it in Minecraft streams too, because I'm watching like Fox Akama and some of the other Niji Sanji members. They dive so deep to get stuff, and it scares me. So it could be Minecraft. I can't afford any games at the moment. I'm thinking I actually use those 2 hours for either Minecraft or just straight up karaoke stream. I have to be real careful if I do keep inventory. That's true. On PC, right? I could do that on PC? Yeah, I would imagine I could. Yeah, no, I'd need to turn that on. I don't trust myself to hold on to my equipment. Graves would involve putting in mods, wouldn't it? I would probably have to look into that anyways, because I want to look into shaders, and then not maybe I'll do a creative mode stream where I just like build things and not have to worry about resources. Pixel art would be nice. It's a very nice hangout stream. Just straight up ignore. I love how this is meant to be like I play spooky games to torture myself and as whatever. I mean, if it's like this, if I ignore the horror / spooky game rule, there's a ton of stuff I could play. Whether or not it's interesting is an entirely different question. And because I don't know, let's like Absolver servers are dead, basically. No one plays Absolver anymore, even though it's wicked. I heard Sifu is pretty good, but it's short, depending on how you play it. Or, if you're good. Let's see. I do have Borderlands 3, but it's Borderlands 3, which is kind of not good. Which is an understatement. It's pretty bad. Oh, Hive Swap. I still need to do something for actually getting 100 followers on Twitter, because that's apparently a thing that people do. Because I remember I put out a tweet saying, Now that I've reached 100 followers, I can now reveal that I've duped you all into thinking I'm cool so that I can stream Hiveswap Acts 1 and 2 and every chapter of Hiveswap Friend Sim. Oh, kind words. Have you guys heard of kind words before? Yeah, Hiveswap is Homestuck. So naturally that could dissuade people from joining. Kind words, that's a pretty small, it's a kind words, in parentheses, lo-fi chill beats to write to, is a very wholesome, very chill game where you can send and receive like notes and questions. Deeply personal. So yeah, that's reserved for like very, very, very. Oops. Because it can be anonymous, but at the same time, understandably, that's people throwing their heart into the world. So probably not. Do community monster prom. Play monster camp with people. What else? What else? What else? What else? I still need to play Temtem because that's reaching 1.0, the 1.0 release. Valhalla, Watch Dogs 2, Left 4 Dead 2. I could just straight up just do Left 4 Dead 2 stream. I could suffer through Marvel Avengers. If I really want to make myself suffer, I play Zestiria. Because that's also trying to make sure that it works on Steam, on PC. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. Warhammer Vermintide just for the chaos of it. Understand, well, appropriately. Maybe a fighting game stream? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Because I know, in general, because I did apply to Nijisanji, like, each of them have, like, things that are unique to them. Because, like, Solan is an FPS streamer, and I guess... Huh. That's like the only most unique thing I know about Nijisanji streamers, in terms of, like, what they bring. Everything else is, like, offline stuff. Maybe I should look at the like simulation streams too, or simulation games to play. Ironically enough, one of them was playing. What's it called? Is the YouTube simulator? YouTuber's Life. As lame as it is. Brutal Legend. Brutal Legend would be fun to play, but that's copyright hell. Yeah, had their own shtick. Like they had their themes, but Oh my god. I know I plan on doing RPG and what was I doing? What was I doing as like a what I'm bringing? RPGs and FPS. So Apex streams. Anyway, oh no, we're getting super off track. Okay. So, for the 2 hours remaining, I either put it into a game that is already on the list. That would include, Layers of Fear is on here, but I keep hearing that it's bad. So instead of that, I might say a 4-hour Apex stream, because for then 6 hours of Phasmophobia, still need to deal with that. 4 hours of 10 minutes till dawn. 3 hours of Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, 4 hours of Oxenfree. Oxenfree, I don't know how long that's gonna take. So I should look into that as well. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I could use those 2 hours to do a karaoke stream. Like a karaoke / talk stream. Because there is something I want to try out. But I haven't really had a reason to use it. And then also planning on when to actually do that. Because if it's 2 hours and set list timing, set list when I'm gonna actually do it. Probably on a Thursday or something. Because that's when everyone's out of the house. Finding songs that actually have karaoke versions and practicing. There's a couple that I have in mind. I need to plan things. Good night, Bear. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the game, actually. Thanks so much. I enjoyed that a lot. Oh wait. Oh, it's one in the morning. Wordle reset. Duh. Oh dear. Huh. Oh. Alright. Got it in 4. Follow and head off to bed as well. Good night, everybody. I'll figure this out later, but thank you everybody so much. I very much appreciate that you were here to hang out. Might as well end it here because it's 1 in the morning. But thank you everybody so much. I appreciate that you're here to support me and see that I do follow my word. I'll see what I can do about the last 2 hours. And yeah. But I love you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Thank you so much for supporting Manfina Madness and or participating. Thank you for